Hey everyone, and welcome back to Brian's Horror Movies for Life, and welcome to this The Haunting of Hill House review series video. So in this video, of course, I'm showing you my The Haunting of Hill House that I have on DVD here. We've got the first four episodes that we've taken a look at. In this episode, we're going to take a look at episodes 5 and 6. In this video, I should say, not this episode, but episodes 5 and 6 in this this review video. So, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about The Haunting of Hill House. Episode 5, entitled The Bent Neck Lady. And this is one of my favorite episodes of the series. Even the first time that I watched the series a few years ago, I remember thinking, now that's... I've liked all the episodes so far, don't get me wrong, but I mean, this one is really, really good. And as I mentioned in my last video, I'm going to have to give away a big spoiler here that I tried not to in my first couple of videos, but in this one I have no choice. So first let me say that obviously the first four episodes have focused on four of the children, and now this fifth episode focuses on the fifth and final child, which is Nell, one of the twins. She's twins with Luke. So yeah, this episode focuses on Nell. Now here comes the spoilers. So if you still want to watch this show and you don't want to have this spoiled for you, click off, and in about 5 seconds here I'll count it down. But I'm going to give away a big spoiler having to do with Nell. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So here it is. Nell dies in the first episode. At the end of the first episode, she goes back to Hill House, and we don't exactly see what happens, but we know that she dies. We don't see what happens in the first episode, I should say. But she ends up dying, and so we see how her death affects all the other siblings from their perspective. So like Steven in episode 1, Shirley in episode 2, Theo in episode 3, Luke in episode 4, and now we actually get to see Nell's journey as an adult, like we did the other four children. So that's kind of the big spoiler. That I don't know how big it is. Maybe it's not that big of a spoiler, but Nell ends up dying at the end of the first episode, and so they're all kind of dealing with that in the first four episodes. But this episode is great because now we get to see exactly what happened, and we get to follow Nell. So let me just give you a little synopsis for episode 5, entitled The Bent Neck Lady. Child Nell is tormented by an apparition she calls the Bent Neck Lady, a ghost with a broken neck. Adult Nell sees a sleep technologist, Arthur, for sleep paralysis. The two fall in love and marry, but during their first year of marriage, Arthur suffers a brain aneurysm and dies as the Bent Neck Lady returns. Nell stops using her medication, believing that it makes her see the lady. Convinced by her therapist that Hill House is just a carcass of a house and not the haunted nightmare of her past, Nell travels to the house. She sees it as it was in her childhood, fully renovated with her family and Arthur present. However, the house is actually desolate and abandoned. Nell is led to a spiral staircase where she puts a noose around her neck while imagining it to be her mother's locket. She is then pushed by her mother's ghost, breaking her neck. So that's how she dies, and hopefully I didn't give away too much there. But what I love about this episode, of course, Nell is played by Victoria Pedretti, the adult version. Violet McGraw plays her in the past as a child, and they both do a great job, but particularly Victoria Pedretti is really... I still can't believe this was her first show, her first acting gig. I mean, man, she does a great job, as does the whole cast in all of these episodes, as I've said. But yeah, she's so good because at one point during this episode, she has what's called a type of sleep paralysis when she's married to Arthur. And so basically, it's weird. I don't know if this exists in real life. It's kind of freaky if it does, but it's like she basically like wakes up where her eyes are open and she can see, but her muscles are still all not functioning yet, as if she's relaxed. So all she can do is like lay there and just kind of go. So Arthur has to calm her down. Unfortunately, the second time it happens later in their marriage. That's when Arthur suffers the aneurysm, and then the Bent Neck Lady is in the window or by the wall or something. And of course, she can't do anything about it because she's basically frozen because of this sleep paralysis thing. So Victoria Pedretti does a great job with that whole scene. Um, the whole thing with the bent neck lady is very creepy. It's a very creepy image that she sees as a child, and then she sees again as an adult. Um, once she marries Arthur, and then as it said in the synopsis, she stops taking her medication, thinking that then she won't see her, but she has no choice in her mind but to go back to the house and try to, I suppose, in some ways, try to put the past behind her, cleanse herself of what happened there. And unfortunately, she ends up hanging herself unintentionally. So of course, the rest of her siblings, it's reported as a suicide. But when you watch this episode, it wasn't completely a suicide. There was some ghost mischief that was going on within the house yet, mainly in the form of her mother, Olivia, who's obviously passed away before the first episode. She passed away back when they were kids yet. But yeah, the bent neck lady is just a great episode. And the ending of this episode, which I don't know if I want to spoil it or not, but all I'm going to say is once you find out who the bent neck lady is, what you do at the very end of this episode, man, that just blew me away. My jaw was on the floor the first time I watched this, and even watching it again, it still gets me. I won't tell you exactly who it is, although obviously if you've seen the show, you know. But it's just so brilliant. It's so, on so many levels it works. It's an incredibly creepy. It's incredibly sad. It's incredibly haunting. It's just so good, man. The idea that this bent neck lady was haunting Nell's character throughout her whole life. Yeah, you just kind of have to see it. I don't want to give it away as far as who the bent neck lady is, but if you know, you know. But I just love the ending to this episode. But yeah, the whole episode is great, and we see her interact with all of her siblings, like the last couple days of her life, calling her dad when she gets to Hill House. Obviously, in the first and second episodes, we saw her try to call Steve and Shirley. In this episode, we also see that Theo comes and stays with her because she lives out in L.A. with her husband Arthur. Even after he passes away, she stays out there, sees a new therapist, and then stops taking her meds. And then, of course, there's a scene where she's helping out Luke score some heroin before he goes in to get clean, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, so they all interact with her, and just a fantastic episode. Again, I can't credit Victoria Pedretti enough for her performance in this particular episode, The Bent Neck Lady. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say about it. I don't think so, but I think of the siblings, this is probably my favorite episodes of the ones that focus on them. I mean, they're all good, but because this one is just so key to the series. Excuse me. It's kind of the straw that stirs the entire series drink, if you will, as it relates to Nell. So anyway, with that being said, that's episode 5. Now let's talk about episode 6, which I just watched earlier, entitled Two Storms. And this is another episode that's completely different than episode 5, but I love it just as much. It's a very atmospheric episode, as you have a storm going on both in the present time as well as the past. And the present time is the night before Nell's funeral. So all the siblings, as well as Hugh, the dad, comes back. And it's the first time they've been together for years to get ready for Nell's funeral, which is the next day. And some of them are drinking, and they get into... Well, let me just read the synopsis. The episode alternates between two storms. One, the family experienced in the past at Hill House. The other in the present, the night before Nell's funeral, with the Crane family meeting at the funeral parlor to view the body, finally together in the same room after years. At Hill House, Nell goes missing. Olivia sees spirits and enters a fugue. I don't know how you pronounce this word. F-U-G-U-E. Fugue stage, acting strangely. Nell reappears shaken and states that she was there the entire time, and she was yelling, but the family didn't hear or see her, which is, there's a lot more to it than just those words. That's so brilliant on how they do that, because that's kind of Nell's character throughout the show, is she's kind of the unseen, unheard child, trying to get everybody's attention. In the present, the Cranes argue. Odd things happen. Steven sees the ghost of his mother. The power goes out and someone places buttons on Nell's eyes. Steven demands answers from Hugh about what really happened, leading to confrontations. So that's as much as I'll say, but it's just a great episode. Like I said, you have the Hill House setting, which is great, with a storm going on. So, like, windows are breaking, there's hail coming down. It's just a terrific atmosphere. Just a very great setting, a very great atmosphere. And then, of course, this is kind of where we see the beginning of the end when it comes to Olivia, because now she's encountering ghosts, and she's like, some kind of spirit of her is walking around the house, and he was trying to track her down, and it just kind of gets bizarre during this storm. And then, as I said, Nell goes missing, but she claims that she was there the entire time, even though they're all searching the house for her. And that's just the past. And then in the future, the current, I should say, at this funeral parlor, of course, all the family coming together. You have great family confrontation, great family drama going on, as well as some horror stuff still happening. Like the bent neck lady makes an appearance. Olivia as a ghost makes an appearance. The lights obviously go out there too. There's some creepy stuff happening. Nell's casket gets tipped over. By who, we don't know. We don't see it. It just falls over. But I really felt the acting in this episode was as good as it's been so far in this series, because these siblings, especially as adults, really feel like siblings. Like they're really going after each other, and you could just feel it. I mean, you care about these characters. You feel that they're a family, and that it's an estranged family, a fractured family that's now coming together for the first time. And I didn't feel like it was forced at all or put on. I thought everybody did a remarkable job, and it really helps to move the story forward in this series. So yeah, just a fantastic episode. Again, Two Storms, episode 6, great atmospheric episode. Lot of family drama, a lot of sort of under the surface family things going on as it relates to Olivia and Nell. Just love it. Just love this. Both these episodes are fantastic. The Bent Neck Lady and Two Storms. So I think that's all I have to say about these. Hopefully I didn't ruin this series for anybody by giving away that Nell dies in the first episode. But I already gave away that Olivia died before the first episode when they were younger. So it is what it is. The show's been out 8 years. Get off your ass and watch it. With that being said, thank you for watching, though. I hope you enjoyed this review episode, or this review video of these two episodes, The Bent Neck Lady and Two Storms. Thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series overall. Stay tuned for my next video, which will take a look at episodes 7 and 8 of the series in a couple of days here. But with that being said, make sure you subscribe, like, hit the notification bell if you haven't done any of those already. And as always, stay scared. Bye.